Hello, hello, my comic book lovers. This is your boy, your friend, your buddy, Maricus Academy, bringing you another episode of Comics con Sabor. This is episode 17 of Comics con Sabor. And today's episode of Comics con Sabor is... yes. Continuing with this Superman theme that I've been going for the past few episodes, we're continuing with that. This week's episode is Superman Worlds of War, issue 2, which is a continuation of a future state story, which is fascinating to me because now we see after the events of future state that Superman is elsewhere, has gone to World War, and it's the dynamic that we see because it's two stories telling parallel, which I enjoy. The first story, of course, is Superman in World War, without his powers, and constantly fighting the forces, the army, the warriors, the gladiators of World War, of Mongol. But he always more or less gets killed because he doesn't have his, Kryptonian powers in World War. And Mongol keeps bringing him back, which that is very, very interesting to me. Very interesting. And Superman keeps always fighting, always fighting. And Mongol's plan is to send Superman back after millennia, more or less decades of fighting in war, so he will forget who he is, who he was, and then he's just a warrior with the mind just to set to kill for Mongol. And that little interaction between him and Superman and Mongol is pretty interesting because after he dies again for like the gazillion time, he's more or less like in a machine, getting more or less bring back because he's like so beat up and brings back to life. Which in the machine is funny because it appears he has Kryptonian crystals. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's really interesting. They took that from the old school Superman. So that's really interesting to me that they bringing that back. And he has this interaction with Mongol. But now, back on Earth, there's a girl that she more or less is a fan, not of course she's a fan of Superman, but she's a fan of Clark Kent. Because the story that Clark wrote more or less saved her life where she was at a period of time. When she read it, like it meant so much. And then, came back. And she went to Kansas City. We saw her last in Kansas City, Smallville, doing a tribute, emotional damage, because more or less Superman, as we already know at this stage, Superman revealed to the world that he was Clark Kent. Clark Kent is Superman. So his secret identity is no more. So, in one of those last battles, the Kent farm was destroyed. So, the government built another Kent farm. So that's where like a lot of people have gathered, pay worship and respects and all that. But she knows that the original farm, is someplace else. So she's going there, and someone else, one of the other guys that is there, like following her, they sort of have this interaction, and she's saying, I'm like, I respect you guys are here for Superman, but Superman didn't just save me. It was Clark Kent to save me with this. And that was to me very, very interesting, very poetic, very interesting. So then when they get to the Kent farm, the real Kent farm, they found, I guess, where was the barn and the secret door, like in the basement, and they found Superman's rocket ship that brought them to Earth, and like they eyes lit up like a Christmas tree, like Christmas candles, like lights. I'm like, oh my God, it was so cool. So now I was like putting myself in that position, because me as a fan of Superman, in that situation, like in that position, I'm like, I think I would be the same way. And I was like, oh my God, it would be like epic, fantastic. And I'm liking this story. This story is very, very, is very good. is very good. It's very serious, a serious tone. No, everybody has this picture and thought of Superman always beating and winning against everybody, but truly is not all the time. As we have seen through the years, there's a lot of enemies that the Man of Steel has, and always, of course, a lot of situations that physically sometimes he cannot. That's why he needs the help of the Justice League or other members. So it's fantastic. This is one heck of a story. Like, I'm looking forward to continue the story, because now after this, Superman Worlds of War, I think the story continues in Superman Son of Al, Son of Jor-El. Like, I have to remember, like, I'm sorry, like, I have to remember where it continues, to see where the story ends. Because it's a very good story. I recommend it to everyone. If you're a Superman fan, you will truly enjoy this, because, like, it gives you a perspective. You know, everybody's always accustomed to Superman saving, but now we see not just Superman, but something that Clark Kent wrote and touched someone. Which to me, though, it was very good. Very, very good. Like, because it's always, sometimes it's not just the physical action that will help someone, which more or less always does. But now we have the words can help someone as well. And to me, that was, it carries like a lot of meaning, because sometimes that's what we need to hear, words. And that's one of the reasons why I love Superman. You know, like, a lot of people don't understand the character or itself, but such an amazing character. Such an amazing character. It's very dear to my heart. Like, I'm a huge Superman fan. Those that know me know that I'm like, I even have a tattoo of Superman right up here. So, that's how much love I have for the Man of Steel. So that was this episode of Comics con Sabor. Episode 17 already. Wow, we got 17 issues. 17 episodes going. That's awesome. I want to thank you guys. Just keep doing me the favor. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't so yet. Like the video, share the video. So it helps me with the YouTube algorithm. And you guys know that you can watch this and many videos at innercitygeeks.net. And you guys can also watch it on my YouTube channel. Alright guys, nothing but love. See you next week with another episode. Peace.